Oh, I'm currently being recorded, his Ring camera said. Do you have any comment on the allegations that you are... I am moving. Do you have any comment on the allegations that you are receiving... Couldn't even get the question out. But the minute an independent journalist comes to his home, and he's probably going to try and get me unlawfully arrested now. As you could see, I moved back his camera that says you are currently being recorded. Film this guy. You're crazy. What do you think I'm doing, you psycho? What do you think I'm doing?
Right now. Get off my property right now.
What do you think
I'm doing? Get off my property right now.
I'm off your property.
This is my property.
Well, do you see me not moving?
All the way to the cul-de-sac.
Calm down.
Get off my fucking property.
Get that gun out of your hand,
Get off my fucking property.
Get that gun out of your hand,
I'm a goddamn Connecticut State Trooper.
I don't care who you are.
Trespassing
I don't care who you are.
Fucking property.
I don't care who you are.
Get off my fucking property.
I don't care who you are.
Right now.
You spit in my face.
My property right now.
You're going to jail now.
This will not end well.
This video was intended to inform and educate the public.
What you gonna do?
Is there any updates on, because obviously I want to press charges for him spitting in my face that I showed the sergeant here on camera. So what's going to happen with that? So he can spit on me in my face and in my mouth, and that's not against the law?
Circumstances, I'm saying that it doesn't really fit the assault charge.
So what happened if I spit on you?
Well, then you would get arrested because I'm an officer.
What you gonna do when they come for you?
A new incident in all its chaotic glory, and how a routine audit vlog took a nosedive into absurdity. The key points in this video: cop spits in a journalist's face, holding a firearm, talk about professionalism, and the worst part, the civilian or journalist, not the officer, ends up handcuffed and arrested for a public disturbance and voyeurism. Yes, you heard that right. The journalist ends up behind bars for literally doing what? Knocking on a door and asking a question. Now, online reaction has been blistering. A Reddit thread screams, seconds after being spat on, the cop whips out a gun, and then the guy's arrested. This is literal insanity. On X, formerly known as Twitter, users slammed it as unreal and called the officer's actions unhinged. This isn't just tone-deaf policing. It's an overstep into downright ridiculousness. Spitting, gun-waving, then arresting the target like he's the criminal. It's a power play so absurd, it's almost cinematic. And who's really at fault? Who's escalating the situation? You can see for yourself. Now Sean, or Long Island Audit, went to the officer's front door like anyone can do and knocks on it and backs off the porch. And when the cop answers the door and realizes who's standing there, he immediately tells Sean to get off his property, which Sean complies with. Now, this isn't Star Trek. We don't have teleporters or wormholes that we can just step into and poof, appear outside the property. You need to retreat off the property. And Sean does this. He continually backs up. The officer goes inside and grabs a firearm and gets in Sean's face while he's backing up, and then ends up intentionally spitting in Sean's face while having a weapon, a gun at his side. And the civilian, the journalist, Sean, is left sitting in cuffs. For what? It's like a two-step performance where the cop gets to play both the villain and the judge, with zero accountability, of course. And some may say, why does this matter? Well, this is use of force versus use of ego. A firearm, for one, is for deadly, serious threats, not barbed insults or viral moments. Once again, we have trust erosion. Incidents like this shatter public faith in policing, even when the law is on point. Now, of course, this is hitting hard and making it to the court of public opinion. Social media outrage could possibly force real consequences, but don't hold your breath, because once again, it depends only if the ledgers of justice tally properly. Now, let's put all the cards on the table here. An officer gets in a man's face while he's leaving the property, spits in his face, has a gun at his side, and then locks up the journalist because of the cop's own actions. This isn't law enforcement. It's power trip theatrics. And before you ask, no conflicting evidence has been cited by police. So for now, we're just left in justice theater and have to wait to see how this plays out. Now, there's some saying that this is going to get dropped in the courts right away. There's no way the DA would ever pursue these charges. But don't be so quick to think that. Don't rush to that judgment. Sure, most likely the charges will be dropped. There's video evidence of what actually transpired. But remember, in the United States of accountability, population 0 these days, a local district attorney may weigh and decide to pursue these criminal charges. And of course not against the unhinged cop who spit in the journalist's face while holding a gun, but against the journalist who dared and had the audacity to knock on a public employee's front door. Now let's recap this madness again. Sean went to the officer's residence to ask questions. How dare he? But this is something journalists have done since journalism existed. The cop responds with a spit missile and a drawn weapon, like it's a Wild West standoff. And the aftermath? The journalist is cuffed and arrested and put in a cage, and now possibly looking at criminal charges for knocking on a door. And why might a DA decide not to drop the charges right away and may consider pursuing this against Sean? Well, a DA could take into account the journalist's prior history with the officer as a factor, suggesting that the journalist should have known his presence would provoke a chaotic response. Translation: you should have known the cop would snap. It's your fault. Wait, what? Yes, you should have known something. You are expected to be able to see in the future due to past circumstances and past interactions. So now citizens have to predict unprofessional meltdowns from the very people entrusted to serve and protect them. That's like blaming a jogger for getting bit because they should have known the neighbor's dog wasn't going to be leashed. Now this is when you have law and order becoming law and nonsense.
So he could spit on me, in my face and in my mouth, and that's not against the law?
Circumstances, I'm saying that it doesn't really fit the assault charge.
So what happened if I spit on you?
Well, then you would get arrested because I'm an officer.
Let's break it down even further. Long Island Audit went on private property like anyone can do to knock on a door. It's a knock and talk. He committed no crime. His only offense was filming and asking questions and having the audacity of knocking on a cop's door. But again, that's his First Amendment right. The officer, by contrast, spit in his face while brandishing a firearm and had and still has a history of aggressive behavior. Yet somehow, the cop's the victim. This isn't law enforcement. It's institutional gaslighting. And the message this sends? If the DA was to move forward with the charges, here's what it screams to the public. You do have rights, people, but don't you dare use them, especially if they make a cop uncomfortable. This will create a chilling effect where journalists and everyday citizens are left guessing whether will be spit on by a cop while he's holding his gun and arrested or charged for simply asking journalist questions. This whole ordeal is a masterclass in deflection. A unhinged cop's unprofessional meltdown becomes the journalist's burden.
I'm leaving. Did you miss that part?
Well, no, actually, I want to see.
I will show you. Ready? I will show you.
No.
Hey, do you have any comment on this and that? That's what happened.
Okay, can you show me the footage, right? You won't show me the
I
footage.
want to see what he says first.
Okay.
I want to see what he says first. I want to see what he says, and then you can look at it.
Okay.
I'll let you look at it, but I want to see what he says, because then he's a liar.
How you doing?
How you doing? My name is Sean.
Tyler Dean. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, sir.
How you doing? I'm Tyler.
He's just a camera guy. He's just recording.
trying to be nice.
I appreciate that, Sergeant. Sergeant, I'm an independent journalist. I'm an activist. This is Sergeant Brian Fahey here. Okay. As you can see, he's assaulted me, taken my camera multiple times. Right, he's a Connecticut State Trooper. He's a sergeant for the Connecticut State Trooper. He works in pistol permits.
Okay.
I got a tip that somebody said that he is currently cooking the books when it comes to overtime. Okay. So I wanted to get his side of the story, see why does he have $75,000 of overtime as a desk sergeant? Sure. Why does he have that? It just seemed, I saw it online and I was like, let me go ask him, and at the same time protest. Yeah. With my billboard truck here. I go up to his door, knock on the door. He opens it up. I start asking him questions. He says, you're on my property, leave. Yeah. I know the law. I immediately started backing up and getting off of his property while asking him questions still.
Was that like up the road?
Yeah, right up the road. He says there's a no trespassing sign.
Okay.
That sign just says private road. It doesn't say no trespassing.
You heard that right. Law enforcement uses their usual playbook. Escalate, arrest, flip the script. And now the DA may consider criminalizing journalism, not police misconduct. And if this DA does go through with it, they're not just enabling abuse, they're institutionalizing cowardice in the face of public accountability. And remember, there are a lot of public employees and public servants out there who think that their private homes and property are sovereign territory, immune from public scrutiny. Legally, they're not. But behaviorally, many officers and public employees treat their front porch like it's a castle behind a badge. Here's the reality versus fantasy. The legal truth, a police officer's home is just like anyone else's under the law. The First Amendment protects a person's right to knock on a door, film from public space, and ask questions, even if it makes someone uncomfortable. There is no special protection granted to officers simply because of their job title once they're off duty and at home. But here's the delusion that some cops operate under. Some officers behave as if their badge extends to their front lawn. Asking them questions at home is harassment. Their home becomes off limits or a no-go zone because they wear a uniform, even when they're not wearing it. This mindset is dangerously close to sovereign citizen ideology. Ironically, the very kind of logic law enforcement ridicules and criminalizes when regular people claim they don't have to follow the law themselves. So what happens when an auditor or a journalist shows up to their front door? They're met with aggression, weapons are drawn, and the law gets flipped to protect the egos of the cops and not the Constitution. And the real double standard? If a citizen acted like the cop did in this video, spitting in someone's face while having a gun at his side, then claiming to be the victim, they'd be arrested, charged, and crucified in court. But when a cop does it, it's called feeling threatened and defending private property.
What does it fit? Like
At
what
the most, it would
crime
fit
it
a
is?
breach of peace, but you're on his property. You interacted. You engaged the interaction. I mean,
So if it's a breach of peace, arrest him for a breach of peace.
well, that's the other issue that we're going down right now. Is you guys are also in violation of a breach of peace.
No.
As well as
I mean, take us
voyeurism.
both then. Take us both then. It's not voyeurism. It's not voyeurism to knock on somebody's door. That's not.
It is if he
it's
has
not.
a reasonable expectation of privacy and you invade on his curtilage.
No.
And you're recording.
You're wrong,
him.
but do it. Then I will gladly go take the ride, arrest us both for a breach
All
of
right,
peace.
well, then turn around for me.
Now the bottom line here is cops aren't sovereign, but many of them act like they are. Their homes aren't embassies. Their driveways aren't specific independent jurisdictions. And their feelings don't trump constitutional rights. But until district attorneys and police unions and oversight boards stop enabling the I am the law complex, they'll keep acting like kings, not public servants. Thank you again for watching this video here on the Junkyard News. I tell ya, be careful. You just never know when the next interaction you have with a Leo leads you to being starred in our next video. Thanks again, everybody.